Talking to everybody the importance of using a calendar that like doesn't just say 10:15 meeting with Paul, it says 9:45 prepare for meeting with Paul. Yeah. So you can have a meeting with Paul that's worthwhile at 10:15, and it doesn't just say make sales calls, it says 9 o'clock on the first of every month repeatedly, spend 1 hour double checking that forms are actually getting filled out. And it says on your calendar at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock on a Monday morning, after the rush is over, you're going to be on front desk. But once you've got that first phone call picked up, you've checked the answer machine, you've checked emails, you've left everybody a message who's rang over the weekend. It might say 10:15. Do it in pairs. If Vicky's doing her KPI tasks at 9 o'clock, you do it after. If her calendar says 9 till 10:30 or 9 till 11, you do your KPI stuff between 11 and 11:45. Yours might take 2 minutes if it's good. But I also want you to go, again, use that Facebook group and go, hey, my stats are good. Mm-hmm. Much of this becomes a visual awareness for everybody and me that it's actually getting done. That if you post in the Facebook group at 11:45 and I'm like, oh, Jess is on that, I can sleep a little bit easier. And then it's like, yeah, listen, upsells are good this week or not so good. I've looked into it. We've got some KPI, people are not filling out forms, or people are just harder to get hold of on the phone. Guys, can you just talk to the patients a little bit more about the fact that we'll be calling them after 24 hours to discuss how happy they were with their care? So I've just framed it. And again, you've raised their attention as to the importance of them talking to the patient in that last session for getting a call. Are they doing that? Are they talking to the patients in the last session, saying, "Hey, look out for a call from Sarah in the next 24 hours. She'll just ask for a few, bits of information on you, on the happiness and how happy you've been over the last couple of weeks since you've been with us." They'll be much more likely to answer the phone. So if you're struggling to get older people, don't just go, "Oh well, nobody's answering the phone." But let's give them a reason to answer the phone. So we're always tracking the new patients. The lifeblood of the business is the new physio patients. The rest is, by the by, but really we know that the stability of the business is on the new patients. Patient visit average, so how you can all play a massive part in that is 6 is the minimum. 6 is the average we want, right? Some weeks it'll fluctuate, some weeks it'll be higher, and some weeks it'll be less. But we want it to be 6. When then private patients come out, it's a plan of care. It's put on that new patient register, and I should be able to walk in here after 8 weeks of being in California and just go, right, I'm doing a spot check on all of this. And that's really what's going on here. Is that as much as I'm not going to be around as much, I still need to be able to come back in and go, all right, show me that line item, who's responsible, Jess, what have you done about it? And am I as asked if it isn't as good, as long as I know something's been done, versus it's not that good, but nobody's done anything about it. I'm not bothered about the number, I'm bothered about the fact that somebody didn't or hasn't then reached out to me and gone, Paul, we've got a problem, we've tried this, this and this, what do you think? So you're coming to me with a problem rather than me coming back to find a problem, which is the big difference. The thing that pisses me off the most running a business is this, right? When somebody comes up to me and goes, I didn't have time to do that, a week after it should have been done. And I'll tell you why it pisses me off, because it's the biggest, everybody knows it's an excuse. Somebody who doesn't have time to do it is trying to do it and is critically looking at a list of things that need to be done and goes 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 90, 120. Well, I've only got 3 hours. Let me just send somebody an email and go, which one do you want me not to do? Because I can't do them all. At which point I jump in and go, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, just make sure that gets done. That's world class. And it's the most, you imagine if kids were taught that at 10-year-old, how many things would actually get done that needs to get done? Because I can guarantee you as well, which I've also realised, is of the 6 things that you had an option to do, 4 of them that you did were the ones I would have said, don't do. I guarantee it. Exactly. The 4 things that that don't make that much of a dent, but feel nice because you've ticked the box that says that you've done them, are the 4 that gets done. And the 2 that need to be done are the stuff that doesn't. So it's not necessarily that the person forgot or did it. What bothers me is that it's like the lame excuse of I didn't have time. So you didn't not have time. You weren't even aware of it and you forgot until it's raised by me, or worse, a customer, that they didn't get what they were supposed to get until a week later. And then the feeble excuse is I didn't have time. It wasn't. You didn't plan. You didn't organise your day. You didn't come in and go 45 minutes for this, 30 minutes for that, 1 hour for this. I'm doing a new contract, that's going to take me 45 minutes. Like, that's the way that you have to do it. I'm trying to get everybody upstairs into the same. They sit there every morning up until recently and have gone, well, I've got this to do for Dean, I've got this to do for Tom, I've got this to do for whoever. And I'm going, all right, well, how long's all this going to take? So now it's, I've got to do that for Tom, it's going to take me 45 minutes. I've got to do that for Dean, it's going to take me 2 hours. I've got to do that for Paul, it's going to take me 3 hours. Oh shit, I'm at 7.5 hours already. You give me anything else, it ain't getting done. Okay, let's talk about it. Amy, what have you got on? Oh, well, I've got 2 hour gap. Right, that's going to you. Because we're seeing everybody's day line up with what they are doing against the time that that task should take. And the goal should actually become for the task to take less time. Parkinson's law. Come across it? Parkinson's law is what's basically screwing up the whole world, for want of a better word. Parkinson's law is whatever time you have to do it, you'll take the time to do it. If I give you 4 hours to make a few calls, you'll take 4 hours to make a few calls. If I give you 30 minutes to make the same calls, you'll do it in 30 minutes. If I give myself 10 hours to do a webinar slides, it'll take me 10 hours. If I force myself to do it in 2.5 because that's all I've got, they'll be done in 2.5 and life will go on. So the time that you allocate for all of this stuff is crucial as well. Or better said, are you actually allocating time to do all of these? You know, you've obviously got the front desk and whatever, but as you've got tasks to do where you go, right, I've got to go at the back or I've got to go do this, I'm coming in to do sales calls. It's like, right, I want to do 25 calls in an hour. I want to pick up the phone to 25 people in an hour. Doesn't mean that 25 people will answer, you know that. But my goal is to get through 25 people and probably speak to 3 or 4 in the next 1 hour. Right, go. And then I'll have a coffee if I hit my goal. Rather than I've got some calls to make. Good. But what if you set yourself 4 hours and you could have done it in an hour and we could have been more productive on the other 3? So what really needs to go on now, and this is massive, this is the best part of today. What should be going on is when you say to that person, tell me who referred you, it's Alan Menhenid. Great, because what we do, anybody who refers to this business is we send them a copy of a book and we give them a gift, whether it's a massage or something amazing for them. Whatever the week is, we give special gifts away for patients who refer to us. Stop.
Yeah, that's good.
And you don't even need to say, and if you do, you get it. Because if that 1 second silence says, well, you say we send them a gift package. You say we send them a gift package through the post and it's everything from a book to a free man. You make a big point of the fact that and then you go, but don't tell them because we like to surprise them. Yeah. So you've actually played on it for a little while and you've had a little bit of fun with it. The patient feels great because whoever referred them is going to get something. So you've just backed up their decision to book. They're more likely to go through with it because now there's like a bigger chain involved. It's not just I'll see how it goes. It's like, well, the person's getting a gift package through the post as a result of me becoming a patient. So I don't want to not now become a patient because that person won't get the gift. But the double whammy on it, the compound effect, is that person now thinks, well, if I refer, I'm getting the gift package as well. So there we go. I mean, this is solid gold right at the end of the session. That's massive. You watch what that'll do to the number of people who refer to you. And the best thing about it, you're not actually asking them to refer.
No.
That's what I love. I don't like say, oh, referrers, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, it's brought up in conversation, tell your friend, but I don't like, oh, thanks, if you do that, we'll send you that. It's well, they've done that, and we're going to do that anyway. Yeah. But just don't tell them. We want to surprise them, we want to delight them, they'll get a package through the post in the next few days. That's what we do for all of our patients who refer. We're not saying, will you do it? We just say, that's what goes on around here. It's conditioning them to behave in the way that we want them to behave.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.